Hello, everybody. It's time for another Chuck Chat. Always like to start off with a little humor. Have you ever noticed that all instruments searching for intelligent life are pointed away from Earth, sent in by one of our residents? I can't believe it's September. I haven't heard a single mention of Christmas. Can't believe it's September already. Just when I begin to think life is totally meaningless, football starts again. Don't think of it as getting a flu shot. Think of it as installing a virus protection software. And I felt like this before. I usually feel pretty handy until I try to find the end of a roll of tape, especially nowadays without my glasses. Terrible to have to put your glasses on to find a roll of tape, the end of a roll of tape. Our numbers of COVID since March 9th of 2020. Hard to believe this has been going on for that long, but it has. Altogether, we've had 36 cases of COVID amongst our residents. All have recovered, no active cases at this time. Unfortunately, we have had 4 deaths since March 9th of 2020 that have been COVID related. Most had recovered, but if they have passed during 30 days of having COVID, it's considered COVID related. Associates, we've had 52 cases, 1 active case currently of an unvaccinated associate. All others have recovered or have no symptoms. We've had no deaths amongst our associates. We have been testing everyone in healthcare center twice a week since this current outbreak has occurred. The current outbreak has been restricted to the first floor of the healthcare center. The staff's doing a really good job of keeping it within that unit and keeping it from spreading. The associates that have had it, of only 2 have been related to the first floor. The others have been in contact with COVID outside of Westminster. And then the residents, most of the residents that have had it, have had in this outbreak, have had it outside of Westminster, come into contact with it outside of Westminster. 4 residents have had it within the healthcare center first floor. We are at 99.7% vaccinated residents, and we're 94% fully vaccinated amongst our associates and 5% with their first shot. So by the end of this month, we'll be at 99% amongst our associates. Incredible number, as you know. We have tested 10,262 tests since this all began. And our infection rate is still very low, 1.16%. We do have a required vaccination policy as a condition of employment. All of our associates, private duty and home health providers must be vaccinated to work at Westminster by October the 16th. Also, the vaccinations are available here at Westminster. All 3 vaccines are, we have plenty of supply. And we have been conducting clinics. Westminster COVID precautions remain in place. Everyone on Westminster's campus, including residents, are required to wear a mask when outside of their apartment home or when in your home and receiving services, regardless of your vaccination status. Please wear your mask appropriately at all times, unless you're eating or drinking. Restricted visitation to no more than 2 visitors per resident. No guests are allowed in the dining rooms at this time. Guests will not be allowed to meet in the community's common spaces. Visits should only take place in the resident's apartment home only. This includes previous residents. So if previous residents are coming in as a guest, they're not allowed to participate in activities, and they should be visiting in apartments only. Transportation services will be limited to essential trips only. All activities involving transportation off the campus are canceled until further notice. Again, no guests in the audience for activity programs. Quarantine only for those who are symptomatic, traveled on a cruise, or contact with a positive person. Wear a mask properly at all times when outside of your home or when receiving services in your home. Continue to practice good hand hygiene, washing and or sanitizing your hands often. Try to avoid touching your mask and moving your mask around as much as possible. Avoid unnecessary travel. Avoid non-essential shopping or dining outside of Westminster. Avoid gatherings outside of Westminster if possible. Practice social distancing whenever possible. Stay home if you are ill. It does sound promising that Austin, Travis County will be able to downgrade soon if our numbers continue to trend down, which they seem to be in the county. Please be cautious though, especially here at Westminster. Wear your mask. You know, we're one of the only senior living communities that has open dining services and activities at this point because we haven't had an outbreak. So let's try to keep us from having an outbreak, okay? Health center visitation guidelines. Because of the outbreak, visitation is limited to essential only for healthcare and assisted living, okay? So essential visits only in healthcare and assisted living. What about booster clinics here at Westminster? Getting a lot of questions about that called in. We do intend to offer booster clinics here. Like I said, we have plenty of all the vaccines. Westminster will conduct the booster clinics on site, likely to be mid to late October. We expect new guidance to be coming out around September 20th, and we'll receive more word on the Moderna. The Pfizer has been approved for a booster at this point, and we do have Pfizer vaccine. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna receive a lot more information, we believe, around September 20th, and we will keep you updated as new information is available. Please wait until we distribute the information, which we will do when the time comes. As soon as we get the information, we're going to distribute it to you. It's safest to have at least a week between flu shot and COVID boosters. Speaking of flu shots, Westminster will have resident flu clinics very soon. We have received the high dose flu vaccines. Flu Zone high dose is licensed for persons age 65 years and older. It contains 4 times the antigen, the part of the vaccine that helps your body build up protection against flu viruses. The higher dose of antigen is in the vaccine is intended to give older people a better immune response and therefore better protection against the flu. Dates for the flu clinics are September the 30th, Friday the 1st of October, Monday the 4th of October, and Tuesday the 5th of October. All flu clinics will be held from 1:30 to 4:40 in the solarium. Sign-up sheets will be located and are already located in the activity book in the Preston lobby. Flyers have gone out to every resident box. Due to COVID and social distancing, we will be limiting the number of residents who sign up each day. Please show up only at your scheduled time. If you show up early, we're going to ask you to return at your scheduled time. We're not allowing walk-ins because of social distancing. If you wish, or if you miss your scheduled appointment, see additional times to sign up or contact the clinic after the clinics have occurred. Please remember to bring your insurance card with you for the flu clinics. Lots of questions this month. Why is the reader enlarger located in the solarium? So this is the device that can enlarge newspaper, books, and things. It's been in the solarium for years and years. We believe it's located there for space considerations. I think it was considered to be placed in the library at one time, but the computers felt like they were needed to be used more, so they were there instead. If there is a strong desire among the residents to relocate it, it can be considered, but most of the folks that need to use it know that it's located there. Another question, in a previous chat, you mentioned the carpet typically lasts 10 years. When you replace the Windsor corridor carpet, will you be replacing the apartment home carpet as well? My previous comment was directed primarily at high traffic areas like corridors. Apartment home carpet is replaced on an as needed basis. We will clean it and repair it as needed as well. If there are specific issues, please submit a work order. And if the carpet is beyond repair or it needs to be replaced, we will replace it on an as needed basis. Currently going from Preston's second floor to the bistro, it is located on the first floor of the Windsor. Will we be able to avoid this confusion with the Carlisle floor designations? I believe we will. Yes, the floor designations for Carlisle will match the Windsor building first through fifth floor. So it should match exactly. It's graded the same. How will the apartment numbers be designated in the Carlisle? The Carlisle apartment numbers will start with C and then be a 3-digit reference, such as C302. So it should help us find everyone and keep our apartment straight. When Westminster starts offering the third shot or the booster vaccine, will residents need to bring in their CDC COVID-19 vaccination record card for updating, or will they be given a new vaccination card? Yes, if possible, we would like for residents to bring their vaccination card. If it is lost, we can distribute another, and we do have copies of the original card if you need it, if you've lost it. Just reach out to the Health and Wellness office, they can get you that. But yes, we would like for you to bring your original card with you, and we can document that you received the booster directly on that card. Can you warn of the grandchild scam going on? So, apparently some of our residents have received some phone calls where people are pretending to be their grandchildren and that they're in trouble. And a lot of them are asking for gift cards or pay apps, payments, things like that. So if you get one of these calls and you have doubts, which I would, hang up on them and then call the grandchild or call the parent of the grandchild and check it out that way. Don't give anyone gift cards or pay for them through Venmo or something like that. Make sure that you check those out. There is a tremendous amount of scams going on. So just everybody needs to be hyper vigilant right now. And if you need more information on scams, reach out to us and we're happy to give that to you. I'll mention it to reception so they can have that last document that we sent out about all the scams. And I think it was also in the Manor banner a few months ago. So you might look that up. It's really good education on all the scams that are out there. When will the air conditioning on the 4th floor hall be repaired instead of heat coming from the corridor units? It's actually outside air that's not being conditioned, being brought into the building. There's a couple of units in the corridors up there that are not working correctly, and we believe they have an obstruction in the coil that's not allowing the cool water to go through it. We're going to try to remove that. The units have been turned off. And they're working to resolve that, to clear those obstructions. If that does not work, the coil will need to be replaced. Like a lot of things, it may be on back order for a little while until we're able to get that coil in. It will be repaired as soon as possible, but we're maintaining a decent temperature even without these units working properly. We're in the process of doing an all Preston assessment on all of our fan coil units in the corridors and addressing problems throughout the building. Another question, please give us an update on the broken washing machines on the 4th floor. These machines are repaired and back online today, and the issues have been resolved. Can we replace the stained ceiling tiles throughout the building with ceiling tiles in the maintenance area? Luckily, we have received a large supply of ceiling tiles this month and should have most of them replaced by the end of the month. The stained ceiling tiles, most of it is occurring because of condensation on the chilled water lines that run around the entire building of the Preston building. And what's happening is the insulation on those chilled water lines is failing in certain areas. And then we have an air handler that's been down that's not removing all of the humidity from the air. And it's been a really humid summer. So we're having some dripping on these ceiling tiles. There aren't any huge leaks. There's been leaks a time or two this past summer that we've had to repair, but the ceiling tiles should be replaced shortly. And I apologize for the inconvenience, and I don't like the look of it either. It's being worked on. In lieu of the latest information on the Moderna booster, what are Westminster's plans? Well, let me first say, there hasn't been an official update on the booster for Moderna, so there hasn't been a decision made yet. We expect to receive information soon. If there is no booster needed, there is no action needed. If the booster for Moderna is approved, we are prepared to offer through the Westminster clinics. As I said before, we have many doses of all 3 vaccines at this point, and we're able to handle booster shots for any of those. But we will not give out booster shots before we receive the guidance to do so. All right, and we will offer those in clinics here. Can you provide clarification on Laurel dining rules? How many people can sit together at a table, and when do you need reservations? So no more than 7 people to a table at this time. Reservations are needed on special event nights, like theme nights, and they're required for all party sizes, only on special event nights. No more than 7 people to a table, and reservations of 5 or more people are required at any time, lunch or dinner. So 5 or more people, if you're going to have 5 or more people at a table, you need to call and make a reservation. No reservations needed for 4 or less. If you would like to arrange for a small get-together, 8 to 10 in the private dining room, just reach out to Sarah Faust and she can help you arrange for that room. Can you give us an update on the construction of change rooms, shower and locker facilities for the pool? Is it possible to break up these areas in the timing? Unfortunately, we were able to only separate the pool out. We weren't able to separate, and that's really primarily because we didn't touch the pool itself during the construction project, the expansion. We did touch the areas around it, and that became part of the phased construction. These areas will be completed in early April of 22. Unfortunately, they must be completed as part of the phasing approved by the city. We must have a certificate of occupancy before we are able to use the rest of the areas mentioned. We cannot break it up in the project further. And there's a lot of considerations when you're phasing projects, and one of those is fire sprinklers and things like that. You're not able to break up the fire sprinkler system to serve particular areas independently. It's all dependent on the same fire alarm system, the same sprinkler system. The bistro, I paid extra for the bistro to be broken up and for us to bypass the bistro for the sprinkler system. So we added pipes to serve the bistro while the rest of the Windsor expansion is completed. And we got permission for a separate phase for the Windsor, the bistro as part of the Windsor expansion. So, but you can't really break it up and add just a locker room or something like that. It's just not feasible. Is there the possibility to introduce cafeteria style dining in the future? The cafeteria style is not recommended for senior living communities. It's unlikely that this dining style will be reintroduced in the near future. There may be opportunities for us to offer some staff served areas, maybe carving stations that we serve. There may be some limited buffets in the future for special events. But now, especially while this pandemic continues, it's not recommended to have cafeteria or buffet style dining in senior living. Questions. The water fountains still have plastic coverings over them. It is an eyesore. When will they be removed? They are covered to prevent use. They will be removed when the current crisis is over. We will look for a more attractive cover or an alternative solution. Can a chair missing on the third floor laundry be brought back? Also, can the missing chair bench on the third floor elevator lobby be brought back? These issues have been resolved. Also, an order has been placed for replacement benches throughout the Preston. They should arrive in late October, we believe. Can we enlarge the third floor laundry room? We will look for opportunities to address this just like we did on the fourth floor when we can. But in the meantime, please feel free to use facilities located on another floor. We have larger laundry rooms to serve all of the residents, not just the residents on their floor. We do understand that the third floor laundry is small, and we will look for opportunities to enlarge it when we are able. So construction update, just to let you know what's going on. This is what it should look like when it's finished. Lots of stuff going on. They're fire caulking. They're actually complete with a lot of the sheetrock work on the Windsor infill. Lots of supplies being received in the bicycle lane that White's paying for its use. Door frames for third, fourth, and fifth floor of the Windsor building. Lots of stud work going on in the Carlisle building. Plumbing layout and installs occurring in the Carlisle garage levels. You can see the studs on the exterior walls being completed on the Carlisle building. Duct work is being completed on the cafe and locker rooms. The wall rough ends are being completed in the locker rooms as well. Harrisville Hall expansion, they were welding structural steel over the last few days. They're doing the detail work. Lintels and kickers and things like that are being installed next week. Exterior wall framing and sheathing will occur at the end of September with waterproofing as well. Elevator install is being completed on the Windsor infill tower. And then of course, decking the fourth floor and curtain walls as well being completed on the exterior. I'm not going to go through all of this, but just suffice it to say a lot of the interior work is being completed, preparing for the infill tower, sheetrock work on the ceilings. So they're working on really closing up the sheetrock in the Windsor tower. Just to give you an idea of the timelines that we're dealing with, we have completed these 3 events. Last soil move near Windsor Tower addition should have been completed. Charter member event is still scheduled for the 6th of October. We're going to do tours for those residents of their new apartment homes as far along as they are, hopefully with sheetrock completed. And then the elevator will be installed, and then we should be able, they're going to be doing temporary connections between the Windsor Tower and the Windsor building with some fire doors in there, so we can actually take the new residents up to their apartment homes on those floors and do a tour. Work complete on the Windsor Tower facing courtyard should be by the middle of October. The tower crane, which was supposed to be removed at the end of September, has now been moved back to the end of October. Not necessarily because the tower crane is going to be used that much, but just the removal needed to be scheduled out. So they'll be using it in the meantime, I'm sure. Harrisville Hall addition will be completed by 12/21. The bistro should be completed by 12/27. With the holidays and everything, we expect to open the bistro for business on January the 4th. They've already ordered smallwares and silverware and things like that. We're working on all of that stuff. I'm not going to go through the rest of the list, but we'll include this. You can see it in the lobbies. Here's the most up-to-date picture of the Carlisle building. You can see that the first floor and second floor have had exterior walls built for the most part. So really making a lot of progress. This is the Windsor infill tower, of course. They're already working on the exterior. The looks like they've installed brick on the second floor. So they're making steady progress there. Again, this section of the exterior should be completed around the middle of the month. They've already put in the new support and floor for Harris Bell Hall. You can see the roof metal has already been installed and welded in place. So really making a lot of progress. All of you should have received a topping out shirt. This is kind of the halfway point for the expansion project, and we want to celebrate with all of you. This is the same shirt that all the subcontractors of folks, over 300 people that have been working on the expansion received, and all the residents and associates will be receiving this shirt as well. Though you may never wear it, I hope you do, and I hope it brings you some satisfaction that we're making progress on this expansion project. Community update, you know, it's been a pretty good year. We've had a lot of successes this year. I think I mentioned the last couple of new ones, the Fitch BBB rating that we received, and refinancing achieved on the expansion project at that 3.38%. That's fantastic. And just yesterday, we had a deficiency-free licensure survey. That's a full licensure survey for our assisted living. And that makes 10 years in a row of deficiency-free surveys for assisted living. So that's unheard of. It's a fantastic job by the entire team. Dining services update. We are, as you probably know, continuing to experience the effects of global supply chain issues and increased costs across all areas. Just to give you an example, beef tenderloin is now $42 a pound. That's just one example, and you've probably seen some of the examples yourself. Everything is increasing in cost. There's shortages of supplies across the continuum. We also continue to experience compression dining and long service times. Because of this, we'll be limiting the menus around the end of this month, the 23rd, I believe. And we're going to start providing 3 chef specials per day that will run for 2 days. We also ask that residents that are ordering to-go orders avoid peak meal times. So try to avoid 12 to 1:30 and 5 to 6:30 for your orders for to-go. If you order during these times, expect longer delays, longer wait times. Please make reservations for tables of 5 or more. No reservations required for 4 or less. No tables allowed for larger than 7 seats at this time. For parties of 8 to 10, like I mentioned, please contact Sarah Faust for reservations of the private dining room. Delivery is available from 7 a.m. to 4:45 p.m. And thank you for your continued patience and support as our continued goal to get back to pre-pandemic menus as soon as possible. And we are constantly monitoring the situation. We expect the changes to the 3 chef specials to be very popular. Our chef specials are typically the most sold items, and the limiting of the menu has been restricted to a 1-page document menu that is primarily the most favored dishes on our menu. So this should improve our service time and also our ability to get product. Recently, because of the supply chain issues that we've had with our typical supplier, we've identified 2 other suppliers to help us get product in. So we now have several food purveyors that we're getting product from to help us through this situation. But we are continuing to struggle to get product. So appreciate your support. Please do not push the emergency stop buttons in the pool area unless there is an emergency. Doing so shuts down the filtration system and the temperature control, which is going to make the water colder. The button is required by building code, so we have to have the button, but we need you to leave it alone unless there truly is an emergency. Also, please pick up your laundry timely when you are washing your clothes. Set a timer to remind yourself if necessary, but this continues to occur. Star cards can be used for any associate, including those in management. So please feel free to use those. We're also still selling Alzheimer's fundraising t-shirts. And our next Alzheimer's event is September the 24th, and it's going to be in Harrisville Hall, 10 to 3 p.m. And it's our silent auction. So there's going to be over 70 items, I think, that's going to be auctioned off. Want to congratulate all of the award winners of the Leading Age Texas Arts Inspire contest. It's really encouraging to see such enthusiastic participation yet again from our talented residents. Congratulations to all the participants. I think we had over 50 entries, so really well done. A few of the finalists we've heard. Mary Thornhill has been selected as a winner. We're not sure of the placement yet, but for visual arts. Masterworks, Eric Lindquist, and he received an award for at least 2 of his submissions. So congratulations. So Gilliam, soft craft sewing, and she'll be hearing soon what placement those made. Congratulations. Carol Dickerson and William Schluss, congratulations on your winnings. We're not sure of the placement yet, but congratulations, your winner. And winners for written arts, Paul Amon and William Schluss. We know that Paul, you received first place for your poem, your poetry. Thanks to our staff at Westminster. So congratulations. And third place for John Whirler and the Zoo for William Schluss. So congratulations to all of our entries. And everybody is truly a winner at Westminster. You've made us all proud. We're amazed at the incredible skills and talents that are available here. And we encourage anyone who's interested in art to take advantage of our art classes on Tuesdays and Fridays. And once again, congratulations to all our talented participants and winners. And stop by the art hall and just check out some of the work. It's incredible. So thank you, as always, for making Westminster an extraordinary place to live and work. It's almost fall, so you'll be seeing the fall decorations come out, and Maria will be working on that real soon. And we look forward to celebrating this season with you all. So thank you again. Stay strong, stay safe. Thank you.